all right. Thank you, Music Posse, for leading us off with our usual intro tune. Welcome, everyone, to this cold December, at least where I'm at and where my co-host is at. Welcome to this cold December episode of Real Living in Bridgeport. Let me add my co-host into the conversation. Here we go. Hello, Warren.
Hi, Bill. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday in this cold month of December that we're experiencing, right?
Yes.
Are you? How long have you lived here in Chicago area? Specifically, I know Bridgeport. How long? Tell us.
Literally my whole life. So
Okay. Have you gotten used to how our winters are kind of like roller coaster ride? Tell us.
pretty much. I mean, you just have to deal with it. And then also dips too.
Dibs.
For parking.
Oh, it's funny that you bring that up. Dibs, dibs, dibs. For all of you who are watching this episode, if you don't know what the heck dibs are, let me bring this up. So I got to ask the question, Warren, have you used dibs to kind of reserve your space?
Not this year.
Not this year, but you have done it.
We've done it before, yes.
All right. And I'm curious, how bad was the weather when you did it before? Talk to us from the standpoint of like the number of inches of snow or ice.
Probably like at least 6 to 12 inches.
Wow.
And then it's like below freezing.
Below freezing. How long did it take you to carve out your space?
I don't know, 2 to 3 hours.
Wow. So for that reason, for all of you watching this episode of Real Living in Bridgeport, if you have no concept of what dibs are, then Warren just gave you, I think, a simple explanation. If you're going to spend 2 to 3 to 4 hours shoveling that white stuff and the cold stuff out there in freezing temperatures, well, by golly, you want to reserve that space, right?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at how people reserve that space. They use lawn furniture, don't they?
Yes.
What have you used?
My parents used the soy sauce container.
I love it. Tell me about this. They use the soy sauce, the commercial container then, right?
Yes, the commercial, the white bucket.
I like that.
And
You know what?
Snow.
I like that, Warren. I like that. That's so interesting. They use the commercial larger white bucket of soy sauce, and for the yahoos and the idiots who are dumb enough to take advantage of your dibbed space, well, you can do bad stuff to their car. You can throw soy sauce on it.
I've seen people like do toilet paper, shove like banana peels in someone's.
Oh yeah.
etc. So if you don't want your car damaged, you should leave the dibs alone.
Yeah, leave the dibs alone, especially for local Bridgeport owners, residents, and even renters. Come on, let's not be discriminatory. If someone has invested 2 to 4 hours in the freezing cold, shoveling the inches of white stuff and the ice, by golly, show some respect. Don't take advantage, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. For those of you who live in the suburbs, you have no concept of what that is. I don't have that concept, Warren. Just telling you up front.
It's okay. You don't need it.
I don't need
unless
to
you come to the city.
Yeah, I don't need to understand that concept. However, I will say this. I will say this. I have spent more than enough time out in the freezing cold clearing snow off of my driveway, off of sidewalks, not just mine. Sometimes our neighbors can't do it, so I have done that. But
Right.
we don't have to do what you in the city do, which is put lawn furniture out there to save your space. All right, so
Right.
let me now ask this next question. In the city, right? In the city, in the neighborhood of Bridgeport, here in Chicago, not Bridgeport, the city. Apparently, there is one Bridgeport in Illinois. I don't know if you know that, Warren.
Yes.
Okay, and then of course you and I know there's Bridgeport in
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yes, we know that. But in the Bridgeport neighborhood of Chicago, what's your opinion when it comes to people shoveling the white stuff? Is it 50% of people that will do it, 50% don't? What's your take?
Well, most people have to do it because it's required by the city. So if someone slips and fall in front of your house and you didn't shovel the snow, they could potentially sue you.
Yeah, who wants to get sued, right? Oh, there you go.
Not in Chicago.
Not in Chicago. Not in Chicago. All right. So let's now, having let off talking about our cold December winter, by the way, we get a lot of them, people. For those of you who live in warmer climates, you don't understand this concept, or who have moved away from Chicago, and you sold your snow blower, your winter coats because you had no need for it. Welcome to December in Chicago. So let's now talk about real estate stuff. What's going on with the real estate market in Bridgeport or neighboring areas as well, Warren?
So the market has been surprisingly slow.
Okay.
Not a lot of new inventory has been on the market, and then also buyers are still sitting on the sideline because the properties that are available have been like on the market longer, or I would say more normal time frame.
Okay.
Because we've gotten so used to like things getting under contract like within the first 2 weeks, that like people forgot that before all this happened, properties were sitting in the market for at least like on average a month and a half before they get under contract.
Got it. So what you're kind of saying is some sellers got spoiled, and so now the sellers that are actively in market, they're kind of scratching their head. They're calling you saying, "Hey, why isn't it moving faster?" Right?
Right.
And how do you respond to that question? Do you simply say, "Well, sir, shit, you should have sold earlier"? I'm sure you don't say that, but what do you say?
I just let them know that's how the market is right now. That like people are just waiting and seeing to see if rates are going to go down even more, because there's all that speculation that like the economy is not doing so well, a lot of unemployment. So people are just waiting for like a little bit more clarity, more certainty before they jump back in, and then rates. People's wages have not been going up, and then like a lot of craziness has been going, like property taxes has been going up as well in the city of Chicago.
Yeah. That is so true.
So people have to wait and see how the property tax problem goes first.
Yeah, that is so true. So for those of you who are watching, listening to this live stream, or getting this on demand, for those of you who are not from Chicago, or like I said earlier, you've moved away and it's been so many years, maybe you forgot, here in Chicago, Cook County, actually a lot of our collar counties as well.
Right.
We do have some expensive property tax bills, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I hear you. Now, if I may compare and contrast, For a property here in Chicago that is the mid upper bracket, like 750,000 and up, right? Can you give us an idea, Warren, from your expert real estate professional opinion, what might be the property taxes? You can just round it to the nearest thousand for a property in that range.
Give or take, right now it would be around 15,000.
Spot on. You are spot on, sir. Okay. So let me help you compare and contrast that same property. Well, when I say same, I'm only saying dollar value. I'm not saying the same as in characteristic, how it looks, and all of the other underlying details, but I'm just holding us to the dollar value. So that same property in the state of Washington, in or near Seattle metro area, would you care to guess what the property tax bill for that same property value-wise would be?
Probably a couple thousand less. So like I would say 12 or 13. No?
Less.
More. Wow.
Under here, I'm being realistic here. Under 10 G's. Actually, probably about 8 grand.
Wow.
Get that, man. What's the deal, right?
I know.
What is the deal? And by the way, if I were to then ask the same question, same property, let's say we dropped it in the state of Tennessee. I'm picking on the state of Tennessee. Why? Because that's where I used to live when I was much younger, et cetera, et cetera. It's even less. That's crazy, right?
Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Okay. So we had fun talking about the market of real estate. Now, having said that, Warren, you and I are kind of busy, even though you just did say, well, there's not that much inventory. You know, sellers aren't seeing the rapid fire action from multiple offers. But you and I, let's be real. Let's be kind of candid. You and I are kind of busy right now because we are helping parties sell a property and another party buying a property, right?
Right.
All right. So bottom line, things are happening. It just depends on the way you ask the question and who you ask.
Right.
All right. Let's now move our conversation to, let me bring up this visual aid to help us out. Here we go. Audience members, did you know that there are so many misperceptions that Warren and I probably face each and every day, more times than not? And they are misperceptions because, I don't know, people hear things the wrong way, they get the wrong advice, or last one, they simply forget. Right, Warren?
Yes.
Okay. So let's lead off with, in your opinion, what is a common seller misperception?
Seller misconception. That's a good one.
Let's pick on a property type that's very common in the city of Chicago, Bridgeport, a condo. What would be a misperception about a condo property?
Special assessments that you have to disclose.
Okay, so say that again for the people in the back. Special assessments, right?
Special assessments that you have to disclose, because sometimes when you're selling, you might not know if there's a special assessment, if you didn't join like any of the meetings, like a homeowners meeting.
Yeah. And by the way, audience members, I'm picking on you who own condos, whether it be here in the greater Chicago area or whether you own a condo somewhere else. If you don't attend those homeowner meetings, well, hell, at least read the minutes, man. That's when and where the board is chattering, having conversations about the need for more money from each of you unit owners to deal with a special assessment. You agree, Warren?
I agree.
Yeah. Now, putting it into the frame of real estate, right? Selling and buying real estate. Why is it important to disclose the potential of special assessments from an HOA onto the unit owners?
Because for the buyer, they need to know if their debt to income ratio is enough to cover the additional HOA, the special assessment.
Couldn't have said it any better. Audience members, Warren is spot on. You have to disclose that. The sooner you do, the better for the buyer. It's all about setting the proper and the right expectations. And if the buyer is sourcing financing, well, guess who else needs to know? Someone like me. Because undoubtedly, even if you don't tell us, Warren, you can laugh about this all day long because I know you know what I'm about to say next. Even if the lender is not told, the lender always finds out.
Right.
Right?
And then if the lender finds out earlier rather than later, it speeds up the process. So
Bingo.
like the seller would save more time instead of wasting time.
Bingo, bingo. I love how you added that additional dimension to it. All right. So let me now shift gears. Let's do a buyer misperception. Can I drop one for you?
Go ahead.
All right. You probably know it, but I'm dropping it for you as a reminder, and also our social media audience members. All right. A buyer misperception I'm going to share with you is, drum roll, buyer. When and if you may own a property with no mortgage because you've paid it off, you still have to tell the lender that you own that property. Don't forget to share that. Don't try to hide it because, Warren, as I just said, guess what? The lender always finds out.
Right.
And like you said earlier, why is that important? A buyer misperception I'm highlighting here. It's because buyer, even when you own a property free and clear of a mortgage, good for you. You paid it off. You maybe won the the recent Mega Million, right? You had the winning ticket. You effing paid that mortgage off. Applause for you. You still have a housing debt expense associated with that property. And guess what? Here in the great state of Illinois, you got a big property tax bill.
Right. And then also a homeowner's insurance.
Exactly. And homeowners insurance, monthly premiums, it's not cheap, right? These days, Warren?
No, it's not.
Yeah. And for some of our brothers and sisters who own property in the great state of Florida, guess what? It's even a bigger number for them.
Right.
All right. So, respecting your time, social media audience, and respecting Warren's time as well as my own, we're going to wrap it up today with this episode of Real Living in Bridgeport. We will see you in the next episode. And Warren, I think our next episode is going to be once we roll into 2026.
New Year's. Yes.
Yes. We'll do a New Year's version, with those noisemakers. Maybe I'll have to send you some stuff.
Right.
All right. Okay. So, audience members, in case you are wondering, hey, I really like this information, Bill, that you and Warren have shared with me. We do have plans of doing some real estate stuff, whether it be selling or buying. How can you start a conversation with us? All you have to do is simply, whoa, hang on one second, wrong slide. I know, I always mess myself up there. Here we go. Let's see if this is the right one. Yes, bingo. All you have to do, social media friends, is simply scan the QR codes that you see next to our mugshot. This will enable you to get in touch with us. We'll gladly start a conversation with you. And if you only need to sell a property, call Warren, because you have no intention of buying. Simply call Warren. If you are going to buy a property and you don't need a mortgage loan and you're going to pay cash, of course, call Warren. But if you need financing, then you gotta scan the other QR code so that together we can help you. So Warren, as we end today's live stream, let me ask my music posse to play us out. Here we go, music posse, play us out.